All right, easy-ish review, I suppose, but here we go. We got to rationalize the denominator, and without further ado, we got square roots. That's easy, so we're just going to multiply by root x over root x. Up top, we end up getting the square root of 5x. On bottom, we get the square root of x squared, which is just x. No roots in the denominator. We're good. 1 down, 7 to go. Here, I'm going to go ahead and... whoa. Here we go. I'm going to start by throwing all of this under one big cube root. Okay, so I'm going to put the 6a b squared over 2a to the 4th b. And I'm going to try and simplify this fraction. So 6 and 2 are both divisible by 2. That means I end up with a 3 up top. This is the third root, cube root. That a goes away. This turns into a to the 3rd down on the bottom. And then that b goes away, and this just turns into b to the 1st up top. Now, I'm going to turn this back into 2 cube roots like we started with. So it's the cube root of 3b to the 1st all over the cube root of a to the 3rd. And it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, we do not have to rationalize because I can keep that to the 3rd root of 3b. But guess what the 3rd root of a is? A to the 3rd is? It's a! Hey! So there we go. And those two are in the books now. I'm going to change the slide and the color. Why not? Let's go a little purple here. So this one, there's no getting around it, okay? If we turn into one big 4th root, it wouldn't make a difference. So what we have to do is figure out, we can't take the 4th root of x, but we can take the 4th root of x to the 4th. So if I have x to the 1st right here, I need 3 more x's in order to be able to take the 4th root of it. So that's why I have to multiply by the 4th root of x to the 3rd over the 4th root of x to the 3rd. So up top, it's going to look like I'm not doing much, but it's really just 9x to the 3rd y. If I take this, and this and multiply them, that's what it looks like. On the bottom, this is the reason why I did what I did. 1 plus 3 is 4, so I have the 4th root of x to the 4th, which is exactly what we needed. Because up top, we can still have the 4th root of 9x to the 3rd y. Even though it looks ugly, it's correct. On bottom, the 4th root of x to the 4th is just x. Now that I'm done, I don't have a root down there anymore. I have simplified it, and I'm good. Good to move on. Now, I'm going to start here by square roots. Not that bad. Actually, you can do this one on your own. Square roots, yeah, you can handle it. I would start off, if I may, putting one big root over 10xy to the 3rd and 12y to the 2nd. That way you can simplify. So really, you're dealing with a 5xy and then a 6 here. So what you really have to simplify is this. Square root of 5xy all over root 6. So rationalize that. You multiply by root 6 over root 6. But, you know, you can handle that. It's one of the easier ones. Number 5. Here we go. I'm going to start by working it out with the... okay. Interesting here. So I'm going to start with the 4 and the 16. 4 and the 16 are both divisible by 4. That means I'm left with a 4 in the denominator. Okay. Now, the k's, if I took this as a third root, a big third root over k to the 9th all over k to the 5th, 9 minus 5 is 4. So what it turns into is the third root of k to the 4th. So that'd be over 1. So that would go up here. So in reality, we don't have to rationalize anything, but we do need to simplify. When we simplify this, the k to the 4th can be broken down into k to the 3rd times k. So the third root of k to the 3rd is k, so k pops out. But we still have the third root of k there. That's completely simplified. Done. Ugh. All right. Sorry about that. Moving on. Here we go. So this I'm going to change into a square root of 3x to the 5th over square root of 5y. Since it's square root, this one's not that bad. We start by multiplying by root 5y over root 5y. That means up top, and we will have to simplify this, we get 15x to the 5th y inside that square root. On the bottom, we get the square root of 25y squared, which is just 5y. Now, I'm changing the color because I have to look right there. You cannot leave it like that. X to the 5th is the same thing as x to the 4th times x. So if up top I had 15 and then x to the 4th times x times y, that's all over 5y, then I can take the square root of x to the 4th. The square root of x to the 4th is x squared. All right, and then when I have square root 15xy, and this is all over 5y. That is completely simplified. There's nothing more you can do to it. It's done. Next up, all right, so we're trying to be able to take the 4th root of this z down here. We can't. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this. We're going to rationalize it right off the bat by, let's see here, can we take the 4th root of z to the 3rd? No. Can we take the 4th root of z to the 4th? Absolutely we can. So I have to get this 2 to be a 4. How do you do that? Well, you multiply by the 4th root of z squared, because 2 plus 2 is 4. So I'd have the 4th root of z to the 4th here. If you multiply top and bottom both by the 4th root of z squared, then you end up with the 4th root of 10 z squared up top. So the last thing we can do, can't do anything really to the numerator, take the 4th root of 10 z squared, but the denominator though, the 4th root of z to the 4th is just z. And that's it. Donezo. Last one. Okay, this one's not that bad. Since they already have it under one big root, let's just leave it like that. Oh, come on. All right, here we go. We are going to start by getting rid of or taking care of the variables. So the b's go away. One of the a's go away, and I'm left with something that looks like this once we start simplifying. The 19, a to the 1st up top, all over c to the 4th. Now, this one's a bit tricky because we can't take the 3rd root of c to the 4th, but we can. The next multiple up from 3 is 6. So how many more c's do we need to get this to be c to the 6th? Well, hang on. Let me go ahead and rewrite the numerators. The 3rd root of 19a. And then down here, this is the 3rd root of c to the 4th. We need it to be 6. So we need to multiply by the 3rd root of c squared over the 3rd root of c squared. Because what that gets me, up top is fine. I'm not really worried about the numerator. It's 19ac squared. But the denominator be the 3rd root of c to the 6th, because 4 plus 2 is 6. So then this would be the 3rd root, 19ac squared, all over c squared, because 6 divided by 3 is 2. And that's that. Thank you for working along. Don't forget you need to finish number 4. Thank you.